Hello again, and welcome to our podcast series on doing business with NATO. Today, I have a very special treat for you. I have Tom Herway, the NCI Agency's Chief of Contracts, is going to discuss doing business with NATO's Communications and Information Agency.
The NCI Agency was established the 1st of July, 2012, as a result of the merger of 3 NATO agencies and 2 independent program offices, as well as several IT elements who deal in one respect or another with C4ISR. The intent was to form a coherent NATO center for a holistic approach in this arena. We're located in 3 major locations, Brussels and Mons in Belgium and in The Hague in Holland, with supporting elements performing local support procurements at 29 additional sites in 14 NATO member nations and Afghanistan. Our overall mission is to strengthen the alliance through connecting its forces with each other and with its civil and military structure, as well as with its member states. In doing so, the agency is charged with delivering secure, coherent, cost-effective, and interoperable communications information systems and services. Such systems and services support the critical priorities of consultation, command, and control, gathering, analysis, and exchange of intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance, cyber defense, operational deployment and exercises. The agency right now is organized along 13 service lines, what we call service lines. Sub-service lines are operational or support in nature and generate very few requirements for acquisition. The major generators of procurement opportunities by service lines are network services and IT infrastructure, dealing primarily with static and deployed communication systems, and the NATO SATCOM communications. There's also air command and control services, ballistic missile defense, core enterprise services, which is dealing primarily with NATO IT systems, cybersecurity, joint intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance services, land and maritime command and control services, and support services and business applications, which is primarily providing IT applications for NATO management purposes. Yeah, we were in charge of about 70% of NATO's total procurement budget, and 80% of our work is contracted to industry. Our acquisition activities, including capital investment and operations and maintenance, vary from year to year, depending on the investment projects approved by the nations. On the average, the agency awards roughly €500 million a year in contracts and purchase orders. At any given time, there's over €2 billion in procurement pipeline at various stages in the procurement process. And coupled with total planned requirements, which have yet to begin the procurement process, the overall procurement program of the agency is over €4 billion. It's in industry's interest to monitor business opportunities. On our side, the agency is committed to improving companies' access to information. The agency is required to inform the NATO nations prior to the launch of any large value procurement. Such opportunities are subsequently notified to industry by the Department of Commerce through FedBizOps. To enhance industry awareness of upcoming business opportunities, we have recently launched a new NCI Agency website. The agency pages feature an extended industry section, a new look and feel with streamlined content, and a new bulletin board to publish all of our business opportunities. These include Brussels, Mons, and The Hague acquisition offices. It's all on one consolidated platform. There's a separate section called NCI Agency Procurement, which publishes advance notices of future large procurement opportunities and follow-up to previous competitions. For instant updates, companies can also follow us on Twitter. In addition, industry days and the annual agency C4ISR conferences are excellent opportunities for industry to stay informed and stay connected with us. The next industry conference, will take place in Madrid in May of 2015. Firms interested in future work at NATO should stay in close contact with the U.S. mission at NATO headquarters, which can provide a lot of information about business opportunities in general. Well, doing business with the agency can be beneficial in a number of ways. First of all, we offer considerable volume of business opportunities, but also prospects of partnering with other companies and possibilities to extend the corporate brand among 28 different governments and their associated military professionals. Second, American companies can gain access to European defense markets and exposure to all NATO member nations, which may facilitate future business opportunities in Europe. And last but not least, we offer opportunities for companies with specialized capabilities in such areas as cyber and IT that are not traditionally defense suppliers. I would suggest that the best way to match your portfolio with what the agency is expected to buy is to look at our webpage and announcements and analyze the buying patterns of products and services. Mm-hmm. As has been previously said, we cover the gamut of C4ISR, and this type of buying is not going to change materially from historical trends. After 2014, NATO is expected to shift its emphasis from operational engagement to operational preparedness. Over the next 5 years, NCI Agency procurements will focus on requirements which support alliance operations and missions, and on the alliance's most pressing capability needs, but also will be geared towards achieving the goal of NATO Forces 2020, modern, tightly connected forces that are properly equipped, trained, exercised, and led. This is likely to include such areas of work as cyber defense, evolution of current NATO computer incident response capability, initial operational capability, IT modernization throughout NATO, the BISC strategic commands, automated information services, delivery of functional services for air, land, command and control, information systems, and the upgrade of the entire NATO static communication systems. NCOP, NATO Common Operational Picture, ACCS, Air Command and Control Systems, and related ballistic missile defense. Counter-IED, improvised explosive devices, active and passive sensors, and related training. Alliance ground surveillance, SATCOM, the upgrade of satellite ground stations and provisions of bandwidth through the space segment acquisition. The level of expenditure is likely to remain stable for the foreseeable future. It is noted, however, that the increased instability that we have seen in lands and not too distant from NATO's alliance borders may provide sudden and unexpected increases in spending. A key indicator on a broad view will be the statements that emerge from the NATO summit in September. These statements of vision normally point towards the general areas of strategic priority, and towards such priorities does the procurement funding generally flow.